Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I spoke many times about the US inability to conduct intelligent negotiations in a diplomatic sphere. That is, unable to negotiate. And the reason why that is true is because in the past 30 years, and that's only for the past 30 years, the US did not have to use negotiations, did not have to use diplomacy, because it was the sole ruler of this planet. Therefore, just took it like a lion on the savannah. When a lion comes over and let's say the pack of lions ate or lionesses killed the buffalo, the lion just shows up and takes over. Doesn't have to negotiate with anybody else. So that used to be United States. So obviously used the lion's ability to negotiate, which is I'm stronger, do something about it. Well, the problem is that now we have some contenders, Russia, China, and they don't like it a bit because that's about 3 lions on the savannah and they might get into a little bit of scuffle, which you can see in Ukraine. And I also, as I said, mentioned the US's inability to negotiate. And the US developed 4 tools in its diplomacy abilities. They use this kind of techniques. Tool number 1, this is threats. They threaten you. If you don't do what they want, they threaten you. The second one is blackmail. I'm going to do this. If you don't do this, I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Third one is a little regime change. And the fourth one is straight, hey, I don't think you respect human rights in your country and we need to bring democracy because you need it. We think that you really need those things. So we're going to come and bring it. Hey, we have it. It's okay. We bring it our style. So these are the 4 tools. A lot of people said, oh, no, Emil, you're just exaggerating. Well, here is an example. An example of direct blackmail of United States of a sovereign country in its relation with another sovereign country. United States is not involved in this, is outside of it, but it interferes because somewhere along the line it affects its interest. So we have NATO, we have Sweden, and we have Hungary. And you have United States, which is NATO, but we're told that that's an alliance. NATO's an alliance, it's not US's alliance, it's an alliance. We're all equal over there. Well, you know it's not like that, but if you go and ask people about NATO, if they know anything about NATO, they will tell you that's an alliance of the free, loving countries on this planet against the enemy, the evil. Good versus evil. So what happened? You know that Sweden decided to join NATO and applied for membership. Hey, we want to be there. There are some rules and regulations, policies in place, written down by the United States and agreed with everybody else in NATO. So they have to follow those. But the problem is, by following those rules, Sweden will not join NATO. Why? Because Sweden has to make sure that each and every country from the NATO states, state members, agree with the country's bid. Well, you have Turkey and you have Hungary who oppose that particular country joining NATO because they have some direct issues with that country. And until that's solved, that country cannot join. That's the rule. United States is nothing in this. It's just another member of NATO. So the whole thing is between, in this case, Hungary and Sweden. Not about Hungary and Sweden and United States. The problem is United States obviously doesn't like rules when the rules constrain it from achieving its goal on the savannah. Hey, you have to wait your turn, Mr. Lion, to get to the whatever, the little buffalo that was killed. Really? Bam, 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 and I get it. So here what happens. We have one senator. And this one senator in a certain commission blocks the sales of arms to Hungary because Hungary doesn't agree to allow Sweden to join NATO until they solve the problems between the 2 countries. What's that? You do that or I will not give you that. Or you do that and I'm going to do that. Is that a blackmail? United States has nothing to do with these countries their bilateral relations. They have to solve it, not the United States, but the United States puts pressure on Hungary to cut the corner and say, you know what, yeah, we do it because now we agree it, otherwise these guys are going to bite it in the butt. So let me show you this article coming from Reuters. This is from today, June 14th, 2023. US Senator, one guy, blocks arms sales to Hungary over blocking Sweden's NATO bid. So the problem is between Hungary and Sweden. What is the United States doing here? And not the United States, a senator. One person voted, I don't know, 20 million, 10 million, 3 million people. This guy right here. The top Republican of the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee said on Wednesday he was blocking $735 million arms sales to Hungary because its government has refused to approve Sweden's bid to join NATO. Why? It's between the two countries. Maybe Hungary asks Sweden to do something in order to satisfy Hungary's, desires, or how should I put it, requests. And it says, given promises that were made to me and others last year that this vote would be done, and the fact that it is now June and still not done, I decided that the sale of new U.S. military equipment to Hungary will be on hold, Senator Jim Hirsch said in a statement. Hungary should take the actions necessary to allow Sweden into the alliance as soon. That's a threat right there, and the blackmail. Now you tell me, if Hungary says, well, Sweden did not satisfy our requirements, what should they do? Just do it because otherwise you are going to hurt them, basically? So you tell me, my friends, if this is not an example of how things are done on the plantation. You want to join the plantation? Join NATO and the European Union. Great. If you don't want to join the plantation, stay outside of it, and you're going to get kicked in the teeth by these free-loving countries, the democracies, and so on. One senator. Is it about the senator, or is it about Hungary and Sweden? Which one is it? I didn't know that the relationship between, let's say, me and Gigi affects my relationship between me and my mother. It's something between us, it's something else. It affects you in the end. There are some rules and regulations. So did you hear what that guy said? His argument was, the senator's argument was, they told me it's going to be done. And they didn't. Therefore, I'm going to just stop it. Well, is that contingent to that one? Why don't you make your own decision? Why is that? How ridiculous this is. If I don't want to make a deal with you, let's say you sell me this, all right? And I will buy them. But when you come back and say you're going to buy, I don't want to pay this much. And I will tell you why. You know why? Because they're glasses. That's why I don't want to pay for it. You're like, it's ridiculous. Yes, these are glasses. Yes, but I don't like their glasses. So I give you an illogical reason why I don't buy these glasses anymore. The same, this guy gave an illogical reason why he prevents Hungary from buying American weapons. You know what Hungary will do? Will do the exact thing what Erdogan of Turkey did. He's going to turn towards Russia, buy from Russia, and then the Americans will come back and say, see, you're buying from our enemies. But why? Why, Senator? They will all forget about what happened now. This is going to be forgotten. They will not mention this when Hungary say, okay, you don't want to send us airplanes, you want to send us this and that, we're going to buy it from Russia. That's exactly what Turkey did with the Patriot systems and the S-400s. They're forgotten. They want to send them, they didn't want to sell them, as the example with this. We're not going to say, you know how much this is? $50,000. You're going to say, I'm not going to pay $50,000. Well, this is the price. And you say, well, I'm going to buy this for $200 from Russia. No, you won't. You buy only from NATO, only from me. Well, I'm not going to buy $50,000. I'm not going to pay $50,000 for this bullshit. Well, then you go to the enemy. So this is the blackmail and the weasel. And Hungary will do the same thing. And you know what the United States and the free press will do? See, Hungary is Putin's scourge right there. Right, buy from the enemies. How about this article? Please remember it when they will say that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.